Hi there everybody, and welcome to another video. On today's video I have this Honda Jazz 2011. This is a 1.3 petrol automatic, and I'm going to be changing the oil and the oil filter in it. If we have a quick look here at the oil capacities on the manual, it says engine oil change including filter 3.6 liters, without the filter 3.4 liters, but it does say total is 4.2 liters. Now if you look at this little star with the number 5 there, it says these capacities here are excluding the oil remaining in the engine. So some oil remains in the engine, which is why we put 3.6 liters. I haven't really seen this before. I wasn't aware that some engines, some oil remains in the engine on some cars, but obviously I'm sure it does. It's just I normally work with BMWs and Germany's and BMWs, Mercedes, whatever, but I never saw an indication that almost half a liter remains in the engine. Nevertheless, we're going to put 3.6 liters, and we can always double check with our dipstick here. I'm also going to pull the dipstick out and open the oil filler cap here and just leave it sitting there. This allows some air to go into the engine while we drain it. Also, if you run the engine for 10 minutes or so, it will warm up and the oil will be warm. It will drain out a bit easier. Also, I'm going to use 5W30 as oil. You can use, it really depends on where you live. So if it's really cold temperatures, perhaps you want to use 0W30. If it's really hot, then something like 10W40 or 5W40, or even thicker oil if you are in a really hot country. So having said that, we're going to concentrate on draining the oil now and changing the filter. The filter I'm going to be using is this one here. So let me just show you. Here is a Blueprint ADH22114, but make sure you get the correct oil filter for your vehicle, your model, because it's not always the same. So in this case it's a metal one, and that's our filter there. And we are also going to need one of these to remove the filter. The size of that, I got different ones here, but this one also fits. So the size, it's 1465 as it's written in here. A little bit difficult to see, but it says 1465. This one has got two sizes actually, 65 and 67. So just you can just search socket for oil filter Honda Jazz on Google, and you will find these tools to remove your filter. Okay, so I'm gonna get the car up and we'll drain the oil and remove the filter. So looking at the car from underneath, you're gonna find this cover here, and this cover is held in by some plastic clips like this one here, and also some Phillips screws. So the two plastic clips will be in there, one there, one there. The other, the Phillips screws will be along the side. It's only 4 of them, and then this cover should come out like so. That's going to reveal the Sump bolt there which is a 17 mil. So get yourself an oil pan to catch the oil. Okay, so we can open some plug bulb there now. Shouldn't really be too tight. And just remember, if the engine's been running a lot, the oil can be very hot as well. So don't burn yourself. And try not to make a mess. Because I always make a mess, I don't know. Well, I'm being lucky today, but can't speak too soon. Right, so I'm gonna let that drain. While that drains, we're going to remove the oil filter. So, with your oil filter socket there, get it in there, and that oil filter shouldn't be too tight. So just get it out, loosen it a little bit, and then you can take it out by hand. Some oil will drip, so make sure your oil pan is sitting underneath. Otherwise, it's gonna go on the floor. There we are. So we're gonna let this drain for 10 minutes or so, and then we can refit, clean the area here, refit our new filter, and refit our new Sump plug bolt, which also I'm going to replace the washer here. That's the new washer. That's the old washer. If you haven't got a washer, you can reuse your old one. It's not the end of the world, but you can change it next year. Because sometimes you forget to get a copper washer, and then you're stuck. So the size of this particular one is this one here that I have, 14 by 20 by 1.5 millimeters. So I just buy a set of them, a number of those, and I keep them ready. So I can dispose of that, and we'll wait for that to drain and then come back to it. Okay, let's give this a little wipe. Been dripping for a little while now. Just cleaning the surface there where the oil filter sits. Now you can get your oil filter and fit it in there. Now I already put a little bit of multiple purpose grease on this O-ring here on the oil filter. You can use a little bit of oil as well, just so when you screw this on here, the O-ring slides nicely where it sits without getting caught or damaged. That's what we're trying to avoid, so you don't have any oil leaks. And also I'm going to tighten this just hand tight, like so. And we can use some brake cleaning fluid to clean the area around. That way we leave it nice and clean as it was, and also we can monitor if there are any oil drips happen around the filter. We can also fit our Sump plug bolt. And I was checking some technical torques regarding this bolt, and it says 39 Newton meters. So I have my torque wrench set here to 39, and that's it. So not a lot of force. We just want to squash that little copper washer a little bit so it creates a seal. But you can torque it, if you have a torque wrench available, to 39 Newton meters. Also rinse the area here so you can monitor for any oil drips. So leaving it nice and clean is better than leaving it with any oil that dripped from the air or from there, because otherwise you won't know. If you actually have an oil leak, you won't know where it's coming from. So better leave it nice and clean. Now I'm going to put the cover back on here and then lower the car, and we can top up some oil. Okay, it's time to top up some oil. So I got a funnel here. Gonna put it in there so I can direct the oil in the correct place. And I'm gonna put 3.6 liters, and then we're going to check the oil on our dipstick here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my 3.6 liters in there. This is the one I'm using, and then we'll come back to it. Okay, just left that dripping a little bit there, but we can check how much oil is in here now. And this is basically just a little bit above the max. I can see it there. You might be able to see the reflection. So the second dot here, this dot here, represents basically the max. So I can see the oil is a little bit up here, which is fine, because once we run the engine, the oil will drop a little bit, and then it will go down maybe a little bit below the max or somewhere within the max. So we'll have a look at that now. I'm going to close this off, put the dipstick back on, start the engine. Okay, let's get this car running. Sounds nice and quiet. Gonna let it run for a few minutes, and then we can check the oil. Okay, I had the car running for a few minutes. Just gonna take the dipstick out and give it a clean before we check the level again. Okay, so that's clean. Now we can put it in there and take it out again. And now you may be able to see the oil has settled just a little bit below the max dot there. And that's just fine. So that's good level. I'm happy with that. And that's pretty much it, really. So I hope this video helps. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.